Hey, yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Talk 100 Podcast. On this podcast, we spell talk with the one instead of an L because on this podcast, we always keep it 100. All right, let's talk about it. First and foremost, we are coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. Next weekend, next Sunday, will be Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up. Now, I do have another episode before Mother's Day, so I will, on that day, have another, properly set up and I should have my mom come on, shouldn't I? Yeah, we haven't did that. It's been 2 years since we did our last Mother's Day episode, and she was one of my first guests. I think she was the first guest, if I'm not mistaken. So you know what? I should have her back. 2-year anniversary. Mother's Day is coming up. You know what? I'm gonna do that. But happy early Mother's Day. I will do another next episode. I'm gonna do a Mother's Day episode, so it's gonna be fun. And Danny, we're gonna get into all that. But Mother's Day is coming up, so don't forget. Go buy your gifts. Go buy your presents, your cards, gift cards, or whatever you're gonna get. You get ready to save that money up to take them out to eat. Or if you're going to be cooking, if you're going to be grilling or whatever you're doing, be safe and have a good meal. Be ready to prepare. If you plan on going out, be safe and be cautious because everybody on Mother's Day, everybody loves mom. So everybody going to be going out on Mother's Day. And so if you're going to be, just put in your mind that you're going to be waiting at least an hour for a table if you're going out. All right. Welcome to the crazy month of May. We made it, okay? We are in the 5th month. We are almost halfway through the year 2026. I feel like 2026 just started, and we're already almost halfway through it. We are in May. Welcome to May. May comes with craziness, and craziness comes from the playoffs, okay? And NBA playoffs have been nothing but crazy. And it's just the first round. Like, the first round has been filled with craziness. Like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Usually in early playoffs in the first round, you know your teams, like teams dominate. Like number 1 seeds dominate the 8 seed, and number 2 seed dominates the 7 seed, and then your good games are coming from your 3 and your 6 and your 4 and your 5 seeds, right? No, every series has, except the Thunder and the Sun series, like that ended quickly. But other than that series, like every other series has been wow, like just kind of complicated, right? Blazers put up a good fight versus the Spurs. Spurs still came up on top. Okay, who else put it? The Magic. I don't know where the fuck that came from, but the Magic put up a good. Has been putting up a good fight versus the Pistons, right? And so let me scoot this over. Sorry. And so, like, all these matchups are going on and all this shit is happening. It's been one crazy thing. All right. So, just breaking down all of it. I said that I called in the beginning, and I want to go play that clip back, but I called Toronto and Cleveland going 7 games. I said there's going to be a good series, and nobody's going to talk about that. So, I think, that's going to be a good game for sure. And I didn't expect Philly to go 7 games with Boston, especially after we took a commanding 3-1 lead. That's what pissed me off about. The thing that pisses me off about Boston so bad, and I've been a Boston fan since 06. I became a Boston fan because I was an Oregon fan, really. Once I started to get older, and of course I'm watching Nickelodeon, I'm watching Disney Channel all the time, but then I started watching ESPN, you know what I'm saying, getting into sports. And then one day I just saw this team in green running all over the field. I'm like, who team is that? In Oregon Ducks. And I became an Oregon Ducks fan after that because I saw all green. And then literally within that same year during basketball season, I saw green, and it was the Celtics. And I was like, they look like Oregon. All right, don't judge me. I was a child when I did that. No, not knowing that Boston, they basically have the same just as much history as Oregon does. But anyway, I became a fan of both of them around the same time. So we're talking about 05, 06, maybe 07, but like right before they won that title. No, wait, but yeah, I've been a fan since then, and since I've been a fan, since really we got Jason Tatum, and then actually, you know what? I say after the championship Yeah, I'll say after the championship, we won in '08. Since then, like, we have had great teams, but can't get it done. Okay, either we can't get it done, or it's just some bullshit that happens. And the one thing, but the most recent thing that's happened, at least for the past 6, 7, 8 years, is Boston cannot win playoff games at home. What the fuck is with that? I don't understand that. Right? You have a good seeding, so you got home court advantage. The momentum's on your side, and you fuck around and be damn near losing these games, like, or you lose these games. I remember the time that we was down 3-0 or 3-1 to Miami, and we was coming back, tied it up 3-3 in Boston for Game 7, and got our ass whooped. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And then really now we was up 3-1 again, like I said. Game 5 come in Boston, close them boys out. No, we lose at home. Then go to back to Philly trying to close that out and lose again. So we're back in Boston. I don't know if we win this game. I really don't know if we win this game. I am nervous as hell. I'm really nervous. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown find some ways to always fuck up something, somewhere, some way and somehow. I don't understand this shit. It really pisses me off. It pisses me the fuck off because as a Boston fan, I want to say I'm always happy because we have these good teams, but we have so many good teams and we just either don't win or we lose at home. And like even when we won the championship, it was the games we did lose. We were at home, at home. Like I want to say the one game that we did, okay, in the championship, actually in the finals, we did lose Game 4 that was in Dallas. But we wanted to close out at home. But luckily we did close out at home. But most of the time, we just be choking and just not winning at home, man. This can be, shout out to my homie Miles, because he actually put this in my head of like, this can be one of the craziest wild scenarios for Boston basketball right now. Boston came in without Jason Tatum, and we're not saying tank, but we didn't expect the number 2 seed. I expected us to be doing the play-in games trying to compete for a spot. I expected us, where Philly is at 7, that's where I thought Boston would be at, or at 8, where the Magic are at. But we came in not really having high expectations because, Tatum is out. We're going to really build for next year. Then Jaylen Brown has an MVP type like year, and Jason Tatum ends up coming back early. And then we go from, they could have been tanking, but now they're in the number 2 seed in the East, almost number 1 seed in the East, and they come in at the time, not clearly now they're at the end, but at the time, and I'm like, Jason Tatum comes back. Oh, shit. They was supposed to be low-key tank, and now they're championship contenders, and they're the favorites going into this playoff to come out the East, and we're tied with Philly. We should be this series should be over. 2 unnecessary games we dropped. Series should have been over in 5, but it would be one of the craziest scenarios in sports. We went from thinking that we was just gonna like have a down year and get ready for next year to actually being championship contenders. And now if we get put out in the first round, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? We don't have the draft pick or the lottery pick anymore. Like, what are we doing? It's sad. It's sickening and it's sad. All right. One thing before I talk about it, San Antonio will be playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round. Shout out to Minnesota actually beating the Denver Nuggets. That's crazy. Before I get into that, I want to talk about what happened in what game was that? Game 4, I want to say. Yeah, game 4. When in game 4 of the series, when Minnesota had the lead and they was about to go up 3-1, and at the end, Jaden McDaniels got the ball with like 4 seconds left, and they're already up a good chunk. And he gets it, and he lays the ball up. With time was still left on the clock. Jokic then sprinted his big ass. I've never seen Jokic run that fast in my life. And he sprinted his big ass to McDaniels to basically confront him. All right, so I want to say this. In sports, there are unwritten rules. All the sports, from football to basketball to soccer to tennis to everything. Everything has an unwritten rule. You might not know the unwritten rule, but every sport has an unwritten rule. Okay, like in football, your unwritten rule is, if you're already up 21-28 and there ain't that much time left, take your starters out, and let's cruise it out, right? Some coaches honor that, some coaches don't. Some players honor it, some players don't. For basketball, it's like what I just explained. You're already up 10, 15 points, and it's like 10 seconds left. Just hold the ball and dribble it out. Right? Some players and some coaches honor that. Some players and some coaches don't. I'm here to tell you something. I've always questioned, ever since I was in sports and I really kind of started grasping a knowledge of what's going on with the sports. And like I said, I started to watch ESPN around like I was 10, 11 and stuff. And I'm starting to actually lock in and tune into sports and understand sports. And I always used to ask, like, why, like for football, why are they taking out the starters? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, they're up 28 and, but it's the whole fourth quarter left. Like, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, it depends on the situation, low key. But I'm here to say, don't feel bad for not honoring the rule. Now, you're going to get backlash, and you're going to get either talked about or you're going to get judged from not only fans but other people and peers within the league of, oh, you're dirty and this and that. No, if the man don't want to honor the unwritten rules, he don't have to honor. He has that right. Free country, right? You have that right to either honor or not honor. And look, I ain't gonna lie. For Jaden McDaniels came into this series with smelling blood, it felt like. With the comment of they don't play defense, just look at them, they don't play defense and this and that. If I was McDaniels right there, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you undersold it, McDaniels. If I was you, fuck that layup, windmill that bitch, dunk it. Yeah, I said it. Y'all can't play defense, and look, we beating your ass. Now, I don't encourage violence. I encourage pettiness sometimes, but I don't fully encourage it. I don't encourage violence. But, dude, if you're going to be petty, be petty. Be the ultimate petty. Like, if you're going to sit there and troll somebody, windmill that bitch. Or, I mean, if you can't windmill, then do a cockback or something. I know y'all ass can dunk. You tall as shit. Between the legs or something, you could have did a 360 layup, and that shit would have been funny as fuck. But you don't have to honor the unwritten rules. You never do. And same with football. I've seen plenty of times teams come back with 13 seconds left, 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left. So what makes you think they can't come back with 15 minutes left and you're taking out your starters because you thought you had it in the bag? No. I'm all about a guy. Football, basketball, whatever has a timer and a horn, I'm playing hard and I'm playing the best I can until that time hits triple zeros and the game is over. Because you never fucking know. Right? You never know. And so you just never know. Now, with that being said, I wanted to get that out of the way. I want to talk about what really happened or what really the conversation should be. Right? Lakers go up 3-0 on the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets didn't win 2 in a row. Once the Houston Rockets win 2 in a row and they got to go back to Houston for Game 6, people are questioning whether LeBron James can do it. They question his legacy. Will this hurt his legacy? Is he going to lose a 3-0 lead? Houston is now caught their rhythm, so they're about to fight back. And then Lakers end up winning that game and moving on to the next round. I have yet to hear anything about Jokic. But does this kill Jokic's legacy or career? I don't think so. I just think it's just one of those years, man. It's one of those years that it wasn't your year. But I still don't hear it or see it out loud about Jokic. Jokic lost to a Minnesota Timberwolves team, which for the last 3 games actually, for the last 3 games, didn't have DiVincenzo and didn't have Anthony Edwards. For the last game that they put Denver out, they fully didn't have Anthony Edwards or DiVincenzo the whole game. And they beat they ass. Okay, they didn't beat their ass, but they won. They won. Jokic was not looking like Jokic out there. Now, I get it. People are more into the stats, the analytics, as you may. And so people look at shooting. And even though Jokic is putting up 27, 28, 25, and he's having like 10 rebounds, 9 assists, or 13 rebounds, 11 assists, or 10 rebounds, and maybe 7. He's having good stats, but then people be like, well, he's a 9 for 25, or he's 8 for 28. And I get that's bad. It looks bad, but he's still putting up some numbers that you're looking like, okay, he's not dominating, but he's getting slowed down. That's it. Same thing where they used to try to say when Andre Iguodala won that Finals MVP when the Warriors beat the Cavs the first time, and they're like, "Oh, he stopped LeBron." No, he didn't stop LeBron. He barely slowed him down. LeBron still averaged like 30 and had damn near a triple double. He didn't stop him. It's just the Warriors won. Like, he didn't stop him. So same thing. Like, but shout out to Rudy Gobert, man. He gave Jokic fits. Gave him fits, and Jokic was not looking like Jokic. So, but that's what I'm saying though. With this first round loss to the Wolves, without Ant-Man and without DiVincenzo, without really, I think the Timberwolves are good when they're healthy, but they're banged up, and Jokic loses to that team. And in my opinion, this is arguably one of the best teams formed around Jokic. Is it the best team? No, because you couldn't even get out the first round. But it's one of the best teams on paper, and so. Why don't nobody say anything? Like, why can't we judge Jokic like we would judge LeBron, like we're judging KD, like we're judging everybody who would lose in this first round? If Boston loses today, and I'm a Boston fan. I know I got the San Antonio jersey on, but I like Wembanyama, and it's a cool ass jersey. But anyway, if Boston loses today, if Boston loses Game 7, like, I'm a Celtics fan saying that we're probably going to split up Tatum and Brown, or we're going to highly evaluate who the fuck is on our roster and look at it, or we're going to kill the legacies of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They look good in the regular season. They look good on paper, but they just can't get it done in the postseason. They only did it once. They keep getting there. They keep falling. They keep getting there. They keep falling. You're going to judge them. Judge Jokic the same exact way. Jokic is one of the best players to ever play, especially as center. He's one of the best centers to come in and can do everything from passing to shooting. And he doesn't have like the big dominant big man work, but he can finesse his way to the basket. He knows how to put the ball in the hoop, and he knows how to put it in his teammates in position to score. But at the same time, you lost to the Timberwolves in the first round with no Anthony Edwards and with no Dante DiVincenzo, 2 of their best players, and you lose. Nas Reed looking like he. I'm not gonna go that far, but if I was to literally you thought he was Evan Mobley out there. But dude, like, Jokic should get more criticism out loud than what I'm hearing. Like, I literally, for the past 2 days, and this is a day after the Timberwolves have beat them, or 2 days after the Timberwolves have beat them. Even at the past 2 days, I have heard more people say, or people try to say something, talk shit about the Lakers losing 2 in a row to the Rockets than Jokic losing out and not in the playoffs anymore, getting sent home to Cancun. I haven't yet to heard anybody say anything out loud, and it's kind of annoying. And I hate talking about it because, yeah, I'm a Kevin Durant fan, and yes, I like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan. I just love I love people who put in good bodies of work into the sport. And, like, you know, it's other players than Kevin Durant and LeBron, and there's players that's not even in the same conversation, but you admire their body of work. But it just baffles me, man. Nobody's killing this man or literally nobody's getting on his head and not being at least not the best in the league right now. Like, dude, you look like Rudy Gobert locked you up like that. What happened? This is what I think. I think, does this kill Jokic's legacy? No, but you definitely are going to do a lot of evaluating for Jokic's next team, right? You literally are going to like evaluate everything from head coach all the way to the 15th man on the roster, right? Now, if I'm the Nuggets, everybody can get fired and everybody can get traded. GMs, execs, coaches, and Cam Johnson, even though he just got there, Tim Hardaway Jr., even though, like, you know what I'm saying, all these players can go. Only people that are not being touched is Jokic and Jamal Murray. Head coach can go. If I'm Denver, you fired Mike Malone for having a successful season but just not winning the playoffs. You should fire this coach for the same reason. Have a successful season last year, have a successful season this year, and lost in the playoffs both years. So, Mike Malone, hey, justice for Mike Malone. Mike Malone was not the problem. Maybe he was, but he wasn't. Right now, it don't look like he was a problem. Right? So, if I'm the Nuggets, I'm looking at everything. Now, Pistons and Lakers were looking like they were in trouble at first. Lakers actually closed it out last night in Houston. Congratulations to LeBron and the Lakers. And then the Pistons actually came back after being down by so many, came back in Orlando to tie that series up at 3-3. Game 7 in Detroit. At first, the Pistons and the Lakers looked like they was in trouble, but now they are looking like the Lakers already won there, but the Pistons look like they can win their series and be in the second round. So we'll see what happens in those, but yeah, I don't know how it's going to play out today. But it's been a crazy-ass first round. And you know what's so crazy? Last night, was it last night? Yeah, last night the Toronto Raptors and the Cavaliers played, and RJ Barrett hit the game-winning 3 in overtime. And what's so crazy is I made me a center on 2K, just the extra center, just bullshitting, right? And I put him on the Raptors. Actually, I wanted to go to the Hornets. I worked out for the Hornets, and then they said, hey, you can either go to the Hornets and come off the bench, or you go to the Raptors and start right away. So I was like, shit, I go to the Raptors. And I'm so happy I got to the Raptors because they got some cool-ass jerseys. Has anybody seen the city edition of the Toronto Raptors jersey? That black joint? That shit go hard. I'm about to order me one. But I say that to say this I've been on there, I've been playing, you skip a lot of games and this and that, but you play a lot of games and you skip a lot of games. But now I'm in the playoffs, and since I'm in the playoffs, you know who the person been hot for me? I pass him to the ball every time, and he's hitting me a 3. Out of 10 threes, he hit at least 8 or 9. RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is, after I was kind of playing with him the last 2 nights, and pause. After I was playing the game and passing to him like the past 2 nights, and I'm like, dude, damn, RJ Barrett, he got a strip like that? He just hitting. And then I see last night he hit the game-winning shot. I'm like, oh man, see how things turn around and just go out in your favor. This shit is crazy. Shit is nuts and wild. All right, before we move on, I want to talk about we got 3 game 7s. We got 1 today, and we got 2 of them tomorrow. Okay, the game 7 on Saturday. Today we have Philadelphia traveling to Boston for that game 7. Winner goes on, loser goes home. Okay. Of course, I'm going with my Boston Celtics, but I am scared. I said it earlier. I am scared. I'm scared of Philly. I'm not gonna lie. I was the one that was talking shit. Like, oh man, we're gonna take care of Philly. We're gonna probably sweep them. If we don't sweep them, it's gonna be 4-1. I'm talking my big shit. And then when we got up 3-1, I'm like, I told y'all what was gonna happen. Now I am scared out of my mind. My nails are going. I've been biting the fuck out of them for the past 4 days. I don't know what the hell is going on with this shit. All right, so I am nervous, but I'm going to be sitting there watching. I want to put on my jersey, but I feel like it's going to get a bad look. But I'm going to put on my jersey anyway. I don't care. And then I'm going to watch this game. And hopefully Boston takes this game and then goes on to the next round. Okay. All right. So I got Boston in that game today, and then tomorrow, Sunday, we got two game sevens. Okay, the first game seven is going to be in Detroit with Orlando traveling to Detroit to play the Detroit Pistons. That game starts at 2:30 Central Time on a Sunday. I want to say Detroit so bad, but Orlando has been playing great ball. It's just they lost the game they should have won in Game 6. You should have, if you was gonna win this series, you should have put them out. But I think Detroit found their rhythm in Game 6. It was able to come back and beat Orlando to force a Game 7. I think they continue their rhythm in Game 7, and I think they beat Orlando to advance in the next round of the playoffs. Okay, and then the last game, final game on Sunday is going to be Toronto traveling to Cleveland for a Game 7. Not that far of a travel, but still a good travel. It's going to be one hell of a game. Now actually, to be honest, Cleveland can get rowdy too, but I do wish this game was in Toronto. Did you see that crowd in Toronto last night? Oh my god. Like that was some cool ass shit. I'm not gonna lie, some really cool ass shit. I love Toronto's crowd. They got the inside and the outside, the Jurassic Park outside. Oh, that's lit. I want to go just for that. It's cold to be standing outside, but I want to go just for that. But that's what I think is going to happen in these Game 7s in the next couple of days. Got two series that's already ready for the round 2 with the Lakers and OKC, and then Minnesota and San Antonio. Let me know in the comment section who you guys do you think the Lakers can pull out this series versus OKC. This would be a full circle moment. But people that don't remember when LeBron broke the all-time scoring record, broke Kareem's record. He did it against OKC, and that was a young. Like OKC is still young, but that was like young. They was like young, and it's crazy that now they're the number 1 season, and he can, if he puts them out, he put the record on y'all, and if he puts y'all out the playoffs, that will be wild. That'll be wild. It's gonna be I think that's gonna be a better series than what we're gonna think, because OKC just put Houston, they put Phoenix to bed, and like Phoenix is a great defensive team, and they made them look like they wasn't even there. But at the same time, Lakers have a little bit better star power, I want to say. Like their big 3 is better than the big 3 in Phoenix, and so it's gonna be kind of hard to decipher. But I say this: I think OKC is going to take that series, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers take that series. And then Minnesota and San Antonio is the next series. I think San Antonio is going to take care of business. I think San Antonio is going to do what Denver should have did: take care of business and beat Minnesota without its stars. Because Anthony Edwards ain't coming back anytime soon. DiVincenzo definitely not coming. He probably won't be back next season. So without their stars, San Antonio should prosper, in my opinion. But I would love to see Ant-Man. He probably try to poster on Wemby. He would have tried it 1,000 times. But it's going to be fun. Let me know in the comment section who you guys got in the next rounds, and let me know who you got in those Game 7s. All right. Now, I just want to say this one thing, okay? First of all, I don't care. I just want to put that out there. I do not care. But at the same time, I'm getting fed up with the amount of posts, the amount of rants, the amount of everything and the amount of attention that this shit is getting. The Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation. I'm sick of it. And when I say I'm sick of it, I'm sick of y'all. Y'all meaning us, the regular people. I'm sick of y'all. I've seen people on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram write paragraphs about why, this is why you niggas ain't shit and this and that, defending Meg, and niggas defending Klay like, well, you women, this is why you can't trust women, you can't trust bitches, and I'm like, I'm getting sick and tired of both of y'all, bro. I don't know any one of them personally, so I can care less. But I start with the dudes, so I won't look like I'm just bashing women. I start with the dudes. We don't know. Y'all don't know Klay for real. Not in person. Like, y'all don't know him in real life. Now, we know Klay. We've always known who Klay was. For real people who know basketball, you know Washington State Klay. You know Klay. And part of the Splash Brothers with Steph Curry on that Golden State Warriors team, 4-time champion, Olympian, all of this. Yes, we know who Klay is. But at the same time, don't try to sit here and say, look, this is why we can't trust women. No, man, that's one woman. Meg Thee Stallion is one woman. One rich woman, right? At that. A lot of y'all can't even get on the stage with a rich woman. At all. And he's like, look, see, Klay, just stay in your lane and this and that. No, nigga, man, look. Klay can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care. The nigga is cool, but I don't know him personally. I wish I did. And even then, if I knew Klay personally, I still wouldn't care, bro. That's your business. I know people personally now that go through shit, or they might want to and sometimes that if you're really my close family member or my close friend and you put some shit on Facebook, I immediately message you like, bro, you probably shouldn't have did that. Or you might want to take that down. Or if you're going to talk about it with somebody, talk to yourself or go talk to a therapist. Don't put it on Facebook for everybody to know. And that's the problem. The shit was public. We shouldn't have been public. Dudes, come on, man. And now, for the women defending Meg and all of that, y'all don't know Meg for real. In real life. So y'all can stop it. No. And the only thing you want to know with the women's side, the only thing that's pissing me off with y'all, Klay Thompson was a nobody till he went with Meg. You are a fucking goofy. A goofy. If you think that, which wholeheartedly. And you want me to kill the dudes again? It's some dudes that were like, oh, Meg Thee Stallion wasn't that popular since she started dating Klay. Shut the fuck up. She was popular before, and she's popular after she dated Klay. Klay was popular before, and he's popular after he dated Meg Thee Stallion. They both was popular in their own ways. I hate that they try to say, oh, well, one is not popular without the other. That's bullshit, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But all in all, just stay in your lanes. Stay out of it. It's not our relationship. Y'all glorify these celebrities so much that you think that's your life. It's not. And for Meg and for Klay, both of y'all, putting shit out there on Instagram stories, Facebook stories, it ain't gonna help. Now, you live an everyday life, and then in that celebrity status, you know, you're meant to talk about shit, and people are already gonna be on your head anyway and ask you questions. Why not just address some bullshit already and get it out the way? I get that, but come on, man, this is too much. This is way too much. I'm not for it. I don't like it. I hate it with a passion. I hate that the way it's dividing. It's always been a gender war really since the pandemic. It's been a real gender war because everybody got podcasts. Everybody was stuck in the house with a woman, especially your woman, for a long time. Made you pissed off for a minute, and now everybody it's men versus women all the time. And I'm like, dude, come on, shut the fuck up. I never seen this much hatred towards other genders. Like, I love women, love them. Okay, all women. I'm an older man that loves all women. yeah. No, I love women, and I love you love the touch of a woman. You love the way she makes you feel, all of that. But and so I can be mad at women, and I can be like, yeah, you get annoyed. But I love women. I've never seen so much hatred towards women than recently from men. And I've never seen so much hatred towards men till recently from women. I don't need a man and this and that. No man can ever do this and that. Like, yeah, come on, man. That's why you need one. Oh, these bitches for everybody. And you still talking to them and touching them. If they for everybody, why are you still talking to them? If you feel like that, why do you still do that? It's gonna be yin and yang, and it's always gonna be any great thing that happens is always a bad side. For any great argument, it's always a rebuttal argument. It's never gonna end too. That's just the way the world works. And so we're gonna be talking. This is gonna be talked about at least for not the remainder of the year, but at least for a couple more months, because everybody's just gonna be pissed off again. We bring it back to men versus women topic again, and that's what everybody wants. It's fucking stupid in my opinion. But like I said, I can care less. I just want to put my opinion out there of I don't care that much, but you people out there that are making statuses, it's not just like not just a sentence. I'm talking about paragraph statuses, and not just one paragraph. I'm talking about multiple paragraphs. Y'all writing these statuses so good that where was this good writing when y'all was writing papers in school? Like Jesus, like my God, Jesus. I can't stand this shit. I can't stand the way the world works a lot of times anyway. But to each his own. All right. A couple episodes ago, I was talking about shout out to Bob FM again. I shouted them out because they're a radio station. I still listen to radio, yes, and they're a radio station that I listen to. And shout out to them again. And one of the days they was talking about a Colorado ex-funeral home owner was sentenced to 18 years in prison after pleading guilty for fraud. And he was like, he pled guilty for fraud, but they was caught giving families, instead of their loved ones and their ashes, they was caught giving them concrete mix. And I was like, huh? And so I had to look this up, and I looked up the story. I got this one article that I'm gonna read out. For y'all. By PBS News. PBS, remember PBS Kids? Right? They used to have all the good shows on PBS Kids. Clay for the Bigger Red Dog. Was Franklin on PBS? I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, it's Franklin. Arthur was my shit. And you walking down the street. And they along with each other. And I say, hey, what a wonderful time. And it was lit. Oh, what's the one that, I love it. I still sing this song from time to time. Dragon Tales, let's all go to Dragonland. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. Yo, PBS used to be my shit back in the day, man. Was Reading Rainbow on PBS? Or was that just, I don't remember. But a lot of good shows came from PBS. This just remind me of PBS Kids. Damn, remember that? You're old. Anyway, so, all right. Colorado ex-funeral home owner sentenced to 18 years in prison after pleading guilty to fraud. Okay, this is from the Denver AP. A former Colorado funeral home owner who helped her ex-husband hide nearly 200 decomposing bodies in a building was sentenced to 18 years in prison for cheating customers and defrauding the federal government out of nearly $900,000 in pandemic small business aid. That's a lot of money. Carrie Halford had faced up to maximum 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. She and her ex-husband, John Halford, is that Halford? Halford, took $130,000 from families for funeral service, including cremations, and often giving them urns full of concrete mix instead. In two cases, the investigators found the wrong body was buried. Damn. Okay. First of all, I just want to know this. How did you know there was concrete mix? I think I said that last time. How did you know there was concrete mix? It was crazy. Carrie Harford asked for leniency, saying she had become another person because of her abuse and manipulation during her marriage to John Halford, an operating return to nature funeral home in Colorado Springs. She apologized to United States District Judge Nina Y. Wang and the victims of her actions. You apologize and ain't gonna justify what the fuck you was doing. Her quote was, "I was trying to please a person who was impossible to please," she said. Federal sentencing guidelines recommended prison time up to 8 years since Carrie Harford didn't have a criminal history. But lawyers for the government asked Wang to sentence her up to 15 years, the most they could ask for under her plea agreement, in part of taking advantage of grieving people following one of the largest discovery of decaying bodies at a funeral home in the United States. Wang says she read about 4,000 text messages between both the Carrie and John Halford. She read about 4,000 text messages between the Halfords in which she and her ex-husband had the 4,000 text messages between the Halfords in which she said her ex-husband had betrayed and belittled her, and she responded by trying to placate him. Okay, but I think it was topic. But Wang said Halford's treatment did not excuse her dedicated to the funeral home grieving customers. Okay. And yeah, now they going to what she said she was going to. Okay, so those first two parts is really what the case was. The lady tried to get a shorter sentences because she felt like, oh, he was belittling me and he betrayed me and all this, but they was like, no, you still gonna serve this time. You got caught, so you trying to just get your way out of getting caught. All right, I bet you wasn't screaming he was belittling you and betraying you when you was out there doing that shit with him. You knew what was going on. You could have went to the police yourself if you feel like this was wrong. If you feel like this was wrong so bad and you feel like you was a different person because of him, you could have went to the police a long time ago. But no, you decided to keep this hush and do this with him. So you're going to serve that life sentence. For one, this is a crazy ass story because it got me thinking now. Like, I feel like I can't trust no funeral home at this point. I feel like, shit, rest in peace to my Nana Lee. And once she passed away and we got her ashes, I'm scared to see her ashes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is sickening. Very sickening. And they both need to be in prison longer than 18 years if you want me to say it's something. But it is what it is. They're both going to prison for a good time, and they're both not going to get out for a long time. That was a crazy, wild sequence and a crazy, wild story that happened in Colorado. If you want to read more about that, you can go to PBS News. They got it on ABC News. They got it everywhere. Just look up Colorado funeral home owner sentenced 18 years in prison for fraud, and you'll find it. And if you can't find it, looking off that, you got Carrie and John Halford, Hallford. Okay. That shit is just crazy to me. It baffles me. It baffles me what people can do and what power they have and how they choose to abuse that power. You know what I'm saying? And this is why everybody can't have power. This is why everybody can't have money. This is why everybody can't have fame. This is why everybody can't have it all, because a lot of people just don't know what to do with it, or they might go crazy, or because they've been having it for a long time and they feel like they can't feel normal again. You know what I'm saying? So to us, we look at like with the Michael Jackson and Beyonce thing of like they can't go out in public because they would cause riots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I wish I was that famous. No, you don't, because that's annoying as fuck. I can't just go to the store without causing a riot. I can't go get my hair cut or my hair done without starting a riot. I can't go to my kids' games, my kids' recitals, my kids' anything because I might cause a riot. That is sick. It's sick. It's sick both ways. Like, it's sick. Like, oh, that's sick, but it's like, that's sick. Like, no, like nobody really wants to go through. Now I get it. You really only want that because you want the money that comes with it. Just say you want the money. I just want the money. To be honest, I just want the money. Right? Everybody really wants the money, but they want the fame too. A lot of people, like, of course, I would love to be famous, but more of the money than fame, in my opinion. But that's just crazy with how much power you have, and you're not used to that power. Like, you just kind of go crazy and do some stupid shit and do some wild shit, some goofy shit, and shit just happens. Same thing with just money. Like, a lot of people, this is why a lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, how do you go broke? And you was a professional athlete. You was a professional football player. You was a professional basketball player. And, like, people don't understand of, like, when you come from the hood, or when you, not even just the hood, when you come from struggling, because it's people that live in nice neighborhoods, but they're struggling to live in that nice neighborhood. You know, people in the ghetto struggle to live in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have people struggling all the time. And when you're so used to struggling and you living paycheck to paycheck, or you don't know where your next meal going to come from, you don't know where your next $20 gonna come from? You sit there and you just kind of look like, what the fuck? And when somebody comes along and they say, I love your talent, I want you to use your talent, come work for me, and they put $100,000, $500,000, $1 million in cash money in front of your face, and you never, first of all, I know for a fact a lot of people, the average person has never seen all at once $100,000 all at once in cash. They never seen it in person. They can touch it and feel it. A lot of people haven't. The average person really hasn't. And so when you get somebody in a room with talents of playing football or playing basketball or singing, dancing, gymnastics, doing everything that under the sun, playing guitar, playing drums, and you sit there and put a whole bunch of money in their face, of course, they were like, I can get all this. They start thinking, oh, I can change my life. I can do this. Now I can, instead of buying like maybe 1 box of cereal, I could go buy 10 boxes of cereal, 100 boxes of cereal. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking like that, and then you ask why. Well, you was in the league without you didn't save no money, dude. When you're famous or you're a professional athlete, a singer, musician, whatever the fuck you're doing, and you're making thousands and millions and billions of dollars, you have to first of all take care of yourself. But not only taking care of yourself, you have agents and you have managers and you have people that you got to take care of that's going to take care of you and help you and your brand grow. And so paying for all that, and then on top of that, people don't want to talk about it, but the handouts, the people who ask for handouts, how many people are going to ask for a handout when you make this money? When they see your name on TV, they see you win that Grammy, they see you win that Oscar, they see you win that championship, they see you get drafted to an NFL or NBA team. How many times from that point they see that on TV, they start calling you, oh, remember me, cuz? Remember me? Hey, man, oh, that's my cousin, claiming the fuck out of you. This is funny, cause I wasn't serious, but it was funny cause like some people really thought it. Like my dad, rest in peace, my dad. My dad, he was significantly older than my mom. And so when I was born, I was literally the baby, like the baby. All of my other siblings were either grown or they was in high school or middle school, you know what I'm saying? And so I was a baby. And so I got nieces and nephews. Shout out to all my family on my dad's side too, but I got nieces and nephews who are older than me. And so I used to be in school, and it used to be funny because you talk about Chris Brown. I used to be like, yeah, Chris Brown, my nephew. I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of nephews and nieces that are older than me. So yeah, I'm the baby. I used to just say some bullshit. It was some people that really thought I was serious, but I used to laugh all the time. And then my best friend Hunter, he used to always call my bluff about it. And then I used to be like, nah, I'm just bullshitting. But it's funny. It is, in my opinion, it's funny. Now it didn't get. Now this is the thing. I didn't take the joke extreme to where like I'm like fake text. Or you remember they used to have the fake texting apps and like fake texting Chris Brown and doing all that. Or I'm telling people, hey, go ask him and say, hey, do you know Zay? Like, I'm not doing that. That's too extreme. I wasn't that committed to the joke, but it was just funny to see how serious people thought I was. But yeah, people start claiming you, and people start asking for handouts, and they see you have it for a minute, or they feel like that you do have it because you might have you was on a certain commercial, or you got on TV, you was drafted, or like I said, you won a Grammy, you won an Oscar, or you was a part of a Grammy, you was part of an Oscar, you know what I'm saying? And then they start asking handouts. No. And that's the problem, man. A lot of people go broke because of that. A lot of athletes, you don't think about it like this. A lot of athletes, for sure, they start to go broke because they got used to living a lifestyle. And once you start making that $50, $100 million, like that $100 million contracts and $200 million contracts and all that shit, once you start making that, you live a lifestyle. And once you live that lifestyle, you're used to those checks coming in because you're young enough and you're playing. You're playing the games. Even if you get hurt, you're still getting paid because, you signed the contract. And so you're used to getting paid. But now that you get older and either you have to retire or you just have to take pay cuts or whatever, you start slowly, gradually have to stop that lifestyle you was. You can't go to Tiffany's every morning for breakfast no more. You know what I'm saying? You might have to go to IHOP, Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? But or you can't go to the Beverly Hills to go shop anymore. You might have to go to, a little bit outside LA. And it's nothing wrong with changing your lifestyle, especially for the better of you. But sometimes it's good to develop a steady lifestyle to where you don't have, like, you're rich, of course, and everybody who knows who you are, or you're famous and everybody knows who you are, but it's good if you live that lifestyle of really just chilling and knowing you got money, but only spending it when you really have to. And then you have the luxury of having that much money that, you can take your wife and your kids, or your husband and your kids out and go have a field day, go have a spending day, a spa day, or let's go shopping, or whatever y'all want to do. It's like, go do that. Like, you have the money for that, and then you should spoil you should spoil yourself, and you should spoil your husband, or you spoil your wife and your kids with all the assets, right? Especially if you make that much money, you should spoil them. But at the same time, know your limit and know yourself, because the shit is just crazy. And like, nobody talks about the lifestyle that, you have to go from living in that big mansion that's got 10 bedrooms or 20 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and all of this shit is nice, square foot home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting the checks anymore, so you can't upkeep that house. And so now, instead of getting like $20 million for the year, you're looking at getting $5 million for the year. But the house costs $5 million. And you're like, damn, like, we got to move. Like, we got to do something. Got to get a condo. We got to get a smaller house. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens in a lot of times, in a lot of instances, especially with pro athletes. That's where it really happens with the most, is pro athletes. A lot of times with music, music lives forever. So, like, dude, I think Kiss is still touring. Like, but see, that says something though. Like, Kiss still touring is either that they love music or they're broke. Like, I think they love music, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's what happens a lot of times, man. And so I don't know. That's just my opinion about it. All in all, that story's crazy still. And then yeah, man, it at this point, just be careful. Just be careful out there, and know your limits, know yourself, and know your limits, and know your worth as well. Please know your worth. Don't shy away from knowing your worth. That's why one thing before I go. That's why I'm over here laughing again. Like, I hate the beefs that happens with the world, but entertainment is always about messiness and beef. Like, everybody wants beef and everything. Everybody wants to be messy. Everybody wants the tea and everything. So, like, knowing your worth, like, Aries Spears feel like he's worth a certain amount, and Vlad is like, fuck no. And it's a lot. And I can go both ways with that, because I really don't like Aries Spears a lot, but I respect the man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I respect, especially any black man who's made his money, making his money, and don't feel like, saying you're on top of the world, and you're actually a good craftsman in your own, or you're a good person, and you actually perfect your craft, and you're actually good in your craft. And you don't even have to be good, as long as you're making money as a black man. I applaud you and I respect you until you make me not respect you. Disrespect me, I disrespect you. But I respect Aries Spears, but I'm not a full fan of his. But if you feel like you was worth something, and you have the right to be like, hey, Vlad, I feel like I'm worth this, I feel like I'm worth that, you should pay me. And to Vlad's defense, you know your own worth too, Vlad. You know how hard you worked to get where you are. We talking about 10 plus years of Vlad TV that I remember watching. I remember when I used to watch the earlier interviews with Vlad, and then Boosie and all them boys on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where he's got now, he feels like his value has went up, and his worth has went up. So, like, why do I feel like I need to pay you this much for my show? Like, no. And he had the right to say no. He had the right to say, look, you want to have a conversation, we have a conversation. But then Aries Spears started, I ain't gonna lie, he started tripping a little bit. Then the video rant from Aries Spears, bro, I was just like, it kind of don't make no sense, because you was complaining about not getting paid like you should. Like I said, you have the right to question and demand what you know you're worth. But you were saying, I'm not getting paid like this, or he got this much, I deserve this much. But then you say here and say, well, I'm going to come on your show, or put me back on your show, and I do it for free just to set this. No. Why? You just said you feel like you need to get this much money. Why would you come on for free? What, just to say your piece? Fuck that. You just said it. Vlad, and then it got Vlad's attention, and Vlad answered. So you got what you wanted. Now I get it. You want to in person have a man conversation, which I respect that. I respect the hell out of it. But I just don't know, man. I get both sides again, like I said, but it's just all beef is stupid. All of this shit is stupid. But all in all, man, I hope they both get it squared away. I think Vlad is like, shit, man. I got this now. This is my shit. Like, say what you want, do what you want. I don't care anymore. But it's gonna be crazy, man. It's going to be hella crazy. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Ta1k podcast. All right. We are episode 91, baby. 91. That Dennis Rodman episode, ain't it? All righty. Till next time, I'm Zay for Life, and Zay for Life is out.